In this video clip, the green, blue, and red arrows represent the torque, position, and force vectors. In this tutorial, we are going to create 3D models of the arrows in Maya. You will learn how to create a Maya project and how to build a scene using primitive shapes and materials. To create a project in Maya, open the project window from the File menu on the top navigation bar. Select New and name your project. Click on the folder icon, select where to save the files, and hit Accept. Maya is now open in your project. In the viewport, in the middle of the Maya interface, we can see the scene we are building. Let's name and save this scene. Give a name to the scene, accept the default file type Maya binary, and hit Save As. Let's look at the desktop. Inside the new project, Maya created several folders to keep all project files organized. The new file is saved in the Scenes folder. We start by creating the green arrow for the torque vector. An arrow is made of two primitive shapes, a cylinder and a cone. There are many ways to create 3D shapes in Maya. For the cylinder, go to Create Polygon Primitives and select Cylinder on the top menu. Draw the base and the height in the viewport. The cylinder is now part of our 3D scene. To see the 3D model from a different angle, use the View cube in the top right corner of the viewport. You can also use the Tumble, Track, and Dolly tools from the navigation bar above the viewport to adjust the view. It is also useful to see the scene in projections. Use these two icons on the left to switch between perspective and 4-view screen. To move the cylinder, select it and activate the Move tool using the icon on the left vertical toolbar. To move an object along an axis, select the axis handle and drag the mouse. To move it in all directions, use the cube in the middle of the tool. Similarly, you can use the Rotate tool to rotate the object, or the Scale tool to scale it. To switch between Move, Rotate, and Scale in the viewport, you can also use the W, E, and R keys. We can shape and position an object more precisely in the channel box on the right. Let's position the cylinder at the origin and define the radius and height. If we want the base to be at the origin, we need to translate the cylinder along the y-axis. In the channel box, we simply type the exact values we want for all attributes. Now let's create the cone of the green arrow using the same tools. Go to Create Polygon Primitives and select Cone. Move it on top of the cylinder. Then define the exact position in the channel box. To create the arrow, we group the cylinder and cone together. Select the cylinder. Then hold down the Shift key and select the cone. With both objects selected, go to the Edit menu and hit Group. We can see the group made of the cylinder and cone in the outliner window. Double-click on a name to edit it in the outliner. Let's rename the group Green Arrow and its two members, Green Cylinder and Green Cone. To add green color to the arrow, we need to create and apply a shader. Go to Window, Rendering Editors, and select Hypershade. Maya has many types of materials, but the most commonly used are Blinn, Lambert, and Phong. Hit Phong to create a new material. Double-click on the material to open the attribute editor on the right. Change the color to green in the color palette and name the material Green. In the viewport, right-click on the green arrow, select Apply Existing Material, and choose Green. To see the color, we must display the shades in the viewport. Select Shading, Smooth Shade All. The arrow is now green. To create the blue arrow, we can duplicate the green arrow and apply blue color to it. Select the green arrow, then go to Edit and hit Duplicate. We can rotate the new arrow around X so it is now aligned with Z. Use the channel box to make sure the rotation is exactly 90 degrees. Rename the new object to Blue Arrow in the outliner window. In the Hypershade window, create a new material. Name it Blue and apply it to the blue arrow. Next, we create the red arrow for the force vector, which also lies in the XZ plane, orthogonal to the green torque vector. The red and blue arrows do not need to be orthogonal. Now let's create points A and Q as spheres. Position them and color them black. Save the scene. We are now ready to create 3D animation.